Welcome to our series of web series of Foundation of Personal Success. And today's session is the part two session. Part one, where are you from? We discuss various aspects and paradigms regarding this notion. And today we will continue and we will try to understand uh, more better and more firmly to grip on this subject. Uh, we have couple of other solutions in terms of how to handle this uh, concept in our personal and professional life. So let's start it. Welcome back again. Before starting our presentation for today, there are a couple of useful links on the screen. You can type and you can browse them. You can also join our YouTube channel to make a community of same like people. And this session is for those people who are seeking the reality, who wants to achieve their goals and fulfillment of their heart and spirit, and who really want to love criticism in terms of improving their life and make a contribution in your life and life of other as well. So there is a warning that since the content of today's class session may change the outlook of yourself towards life, success, and the world around us, so you are watching this presentation and the class content on your own responsibility. It is little serious note as well, but you can take note as a series as well if you don't want to, no problem. The purpose of this online class is not to promote or demote any race, religion, skin color, language, but only it is for understanding uh, the true spirit of love, respect, and prosperity of the people across the globe. Um, so let's start this session. Before going for today's session, I very quickly, very briefly, will highlight to make a refresh the mind what we uh, discussed last time without going into details. So we actually, what does it mean by from where you are? That we started with, and we know that this type of thought we are asked or we feel when we are doing interview or we are in meeting or we are in clash with the customer or with the seller, when we are in parliament, when we are in protests, when we within our family we are living. It is probably due to we have so many different culture, diverse people everywhere, each and every corner of our planet Earth. So big planet this is. Billions of people are living with different of languages and more importantly different faith groups, different religions or different philosophies they belongs to, and all they form different again cultures, and they are representing as different ethnicities. These are all created by ourselves. we have named them. For example, if I highlight this person, for example, and I say who he is or she is, so everybody will have more or less understanding who is that person, from where he might belongs to, and what are possible credential of that person. Because of our schooling, because of our media, we know that, isn't it? Or we try to guess them. Yeah. So, sorry, where's my mouse? Here's go. Yeah. So, these ethnicities are labeled or named or discussed with our own books, authors, researchers, based on common and different similarities or differentiation among different people. Uh, we also watch a quick movie of that racism is really real, and it is a problem everywhere in the world. Most of the countries are in very difficult situations because of racism. Um, Also, we discuss possible that why people ask this question. Many people they have asked this question positively, and many people they ask this question with a negative attitude. Yeah, for many reasons, and due to this clash of thoughts or difference between people, culture, language, religion, faiths, we have made so many walls, physical wall actually, like Berlin Wall, like Palestinian Israeli border, like border between Pakistan, India, like wall between USA and Mexico, and the wall between people's heart and companies, between cities, so many things. And we discriminate people for many reasons, proudly or with very legal and social reasons. Now, we also discuss why we do not trust people, why we become so defensive when other people ask us from where you are or try to hit your identity. You stereotype them or they start to stereotype you. They show some racist type of attitude or you respond in a racial way. But we also discuss because of dual mind and dual uh, different of perspective, everybody may be right in somehow or on a at least superficial level. Like we discuss that for many people this is a picture of a beautiful young lady, but for many people this is a picture of old woman. Yeah. uh, and also we discuss because we are locked what we have been taught and trained, we are locked in our thoughts. That's why we have very multiple mix type of identities, and we have lost our identity in a real, and we try to penetrate other thoughts in our mind and make our identity as a fake identity. And this is the biggest tragedy in this world, especially in today's 21st century. more we know, have knowledge, more we read, more books. There is millions or billions of publications are every day on internet or in physical, in a printing process. But we could not found ourselves, who we are, who I am, and what we know about ourselves. Actually, the other definition upon us, and we think that we are what other people are defining me or myself or my type of group. So that's why Dr. Stephen Covey is called it identity theft. And that was the last topic we learned last week. So if you haven't uh, watched the video, you go to my YouTube channel and find this video. There is a recording available. So let's start from today from this very identity theft. So, what is identity theft? Dr. Stephen is saying, because I don't know who I am, therefore, my friend, my family, my parents, my grandparents, my teacher, my media, my local government, they have given me my identity. And what is my identity? Maybe my identity is in terms of my skin color or my race. I'm a white, I'm a black, I'm brown, I'm a like jet black, I'm a mixed type of skin color. My ethnicity, I'm Caribbean, I'm American, I'm Pakistani, I'm Chinese, I'm Japanese, I'm Indian. My also parents told me I'm male, I'm female, my sexual orientation, I'm gay or lesbian or a normal straight person. My age is I'm an old man, I'm a young man, I'm very old, I'm in middle of my age. My national origin is very strong identity, at least very legally everywhere. We accept I'm American, I'm Arab, I'm African, I'm proud to be British, I'm proud to be Indian, I'm proud to be a Japanese or Chinese or Korean. So these are my first language. I speak English, I speak Dutch, I speak French, I speak Spanish. I'm proud to be Spanish first language spoken, and so many are identities. And one is more important identity is my faith. I am a Muslim. I'm proud to be a Christian. I am the only true person as a Jew. I am a spiritual person. I am a atheist. I am a agnostic. I am a Buddhist. I am Confucius, and so many identities. But these are all identities belongs to me, and based on my own perception, yeah, I have portrayed that there are some identities who have certainly advantages. Yeah. So are the all identities are true? What are these? And therefore, because I'm not clear about, that's why any person ask me, either I'm proud to be show my identity or tell my identity, or I want to discuss about my myself in terms of the things which I counted here, or I try to be defensive or ignore, or maybe I feel offensive when somebody asks me from where you are. So therefore, let's more in detail who I am, and let's try to explore and dig the things and try to be at the bottom of the thing who I am. Yeah. Let's. I'm a human being. Yes. Okay. I'm talking about here just on a human being Homo sapiens level. Yeah. So I know that I have so many system which I know. I have skeleton, bones, I have vein system, artery system, I have organ system, I have muscular system. There are so many system are running within me without my permission. I know. I even don't know anything, but I know about these things because my grandparents, my school teacher, my media, they have taught me about this thing that I have all these things in me. And my doctor or my hospital, sometimes some reports have witnessed, or some scientist report are showing me that yes, I have these things. So of course I have a body, and that is my identity. That's I am John, I am Christina, I am Abdul, I am Prakash. So there are so that's that is my identity. That is me. Okay. If you are that, let's go further. For example, in an accident, if someone is injured or they lose some legs, or maybe they lose some arms or any body part, or what that person will call, well, still that person will be called that person. For example, if John has accident and John has lost his two eggs or any couple of body parts or one body part, he's still John. Okay, let's try to think in a more deeper level. If I separate the body parts of the John or Christina or anyone, still he will alive or she will alive if he dies, or he is about to die, or let's say they are dead. So what we say, what are their identities? Well, their identity is their name. Okay, and what about their body? Well, body will undergo into the surface. We will bury them or we will fire them, and that's finished. Their body will finish eventually one day. But are they still alive? Well, that's a belief system. But where is that identity of John? It's, John after the death still exists? Okay, let's forget about after death. Just before the die, he's still in hospitalized. He lost some body parts, but still he is a John, isn't he? But who tell them or tell John that he is a John still? Because he has lose something. John was a complete person when he born, or he was realized that he has two legs, face, arms, fingers. But now he has lost couple of organs and stuff, but he is still John. What about if he lose most of more things, but he's still John, isn't it? Imagine he does disappear. Still, he does exist. Well, if I believe in soul, so his body disappear, but his soul still exists. But that's another school of thoughts now. So now we know that there is a soul of John exist, and we can't see the soul because we, for some reason, we don't know where his soul will be. Now, in this situation, where is his identity? Well, that's a very tricky question. After the death or the person, when the Hindu uh, they fire the dead body and nothing ex- left behind them. So where that person has gone, where his identity is gone. Well, many people have a different faith and they have a different answer of this question or this thought. They say many things that because John was a combination of his body and soul. So if his body does not here on planet Earth, or we have fired him, or he lost it, or whatever, or his body has consumed by organisms in the grave, but his soul remains safe, and his soul will remain his identity. Well, this is one of the thought which people say, but it does not still satisfy me who I am. Is that clear what I'm talking about? Okay, let's further find this identity in terms of nurturing. For example, we are looked after or brought up by our grandparents or parents in specific ethnics, race, tribe, in a rural or urban life, in specific teachers. They taught us, they trained us, and we did some jobs or business in certain business industry, and I involved in some biological relation with my partner, wife or husband or other. In certain condition, I might be male or female, and I may be American, Chinese, Arab, etc., or I might be a Christian, Muslim, Hindu, agnostic, atheist, etc., or I lot of emotions or psychology or thoughts they govern me. I might be a politician or mother or millionaire, or I follow social mirrors. I do have certain personal ethics, or I run by my culture. A culture drag me, etc. So everything, every these type of notion are contributing to make me a person. What I am today is every these thing and so many other things have in somehow contributing to make me a person. So Jenny or Romeo or Maratib or any other XYZ person is a product of nurturing of all these things. Isn't it? Well, yes, but they all these things they don't make my body. They only contribute to reshape my thoughts, who I am. Yes, that's why I know that I am a male, a 40 years old person. I belongs to certain religion, Muslim. I born there. I am like, and I start to label myself, or I try to label other people. So these are all identities which my society or world has given to me. What my point is here, the real the real identity is beyond of this, because these are all not identities which are defining me or other person. Let's go to further. Uh, what about other people who have trained me, who have influenced me positively or negatively? What I am today. See, I live in a big building or a big house or small house. I work with so many different type of people or boss or employees or worker. Everybody has contributed to become me what I am today, isn't it? That is a part of nurturing again. That is the unconscious training other people or my society have done on me. But who are you really? From where you have come from? Still I'm confused, because nothing is defining me accurately, objectively. Nobody has defined me yet. But these everybody is labeling me certain things. Now I have another defense mechanism about my identity. Well, I don't know about my thoughts on my nurturing 100% confidently, but I'm very confident I am a organic man. There are so many biological or chemical stuff is going on inside my body, and that make me Ifzal, Jenny, Romeo, Maratib, Prakash, John, and many, because I have DNA and my all cells have a DNA, and that DNA has all my history that latest medical science have told me. And also I was born in tummy of my mom, and my mummy was born in her mummy's tummy, and my grandparents and grandparents and maternal parents and my old generation have been born the same way. That is my identity. Well, I'm a combination of elements, molecules. I'm like a chemical person. I have a potassium, I have a iron, I have magnesium in my body, I have a carbon in my body. My cells are made of this. So this is my identity. You see? So I'm a very diverse person. Maratib is a very diverse person. I am a human being. I have DNA and complex billions or trillions of cells in my body, and all have I'm made by atoms, molecules, compounds, mixture. And that I took from my nature. So nature have made me. That's I am. Okay. If you are Maratib, when you die, where you will go? Where your atoms or molecules or compounds or your body organs, where they will go? Did you think ever? They will be disappeared in a universe. They will mix in a soil where I will be buried, isn't it? Then what is my identity still? Who I am? Because I'm not Maratip, because after my death I will be scattered. My every molecules, atom, compound, body part will be just turned into pieces, tiny, tiny particles. And what is my identity? I still am very confused, because identity is something which is in my mind, which remains forever, which is my identity, which represent me, which represent Ifzal, Jenny, Romeo, Maratib. What are these things? If everything is given by my society, by my parents, by media, by my teachers, by book readers, authors, or scientists, or engineers, and obviously they are temporary, who I am then? Any idea? Anybody want to comment? And then we will go further. So I'm still confused about my identity, my permanent identity, who Maratib is. Now we need to find the solution, in sort of who I am really. And if somebody asks me, where are you from? I need to be proud or and very confident about telling me who I am. My answer will reflect about my confidence. Even I belongs to any superior race, I should be answer without any prejudice or any racist superiority to the other person who is asking me, or even I am asked to someone. then he or she should not feel any guilty or ashamed of to telling me where he or she is has come from. So Romeo is saying someone born to change the world. Wow, that's a amazing answer. That's a very optimistic and positive answer. Someone born to change the world. Yeah, someone that's we have designed ourselves that we will change the world. We have been born to change the world beyond my identity. But we are discussing here who I am actually. Okay, I can change the world, but do I need any identity to change the world? Or if I need, yes, then what sort of identities I need to be associated with? Or if I don't need any identity, then how I should take it? That is a question of today's. But you have written very well, Romeo, that everyone has born to change the world in somehow on their levels, whatever they can. Of course, that's a very well thought. So so now we are going to explore the answer of this question. Till I was letting your thought or mind to go about yourself, where you belong, you were belongs to, or you will belongs to, or you have been told that you belongs to that group. Yeah, but now let's go towards solution actually, and let's go. Have you seen a person in COVID-19 nowadays, and if that person has a threat that the coronavirus will attack on her or him, before attacking, what she or he will do? Well, there are many things he or she will do. Number one, he will follow the basic protection, washing the hands repeatedly, stay away from the other, stay at home, and many things. Of course, also you will use the basic kit to survive from corona. You will have a soapy water, you will use the face mask, and you will use the gloves whenever it necessary. So facing the mask, using the gloves, and keeping the distance from other. What are these? This is my survival kit to stay away from corona to kill me or attack on me, isn't it? Similarly, if you go into the jungle, you will choose lot of other type of knife based on what the threat you will have. You will have your bottle, lot of other tools to survive in the jungle, especially if you belongs to any army, isn't it? Have you thought about your army, your country's army, when they are going in jungle on a border, they are fighting against other, or they are on some mission, how they survive? They will have a certain limited food and limited culture, limited ports or stuff. But mainly, if they have to live there for many months or year, how they survive? Well, they every soldier is given a survival kit. Yeah, like in the picture. This is just for and any and based on potential threat, you will take the things with you, right? Exactly same. Exactly same. We are living on this planet Earth, and my gender, my country, my language, my culture is, these are all my survival kit for me, which have been given by my society. See, that is so. If these are my temporary identities, These are not my permanent identities, but I am assuming in this world that this is my identity and these are my permanent identities, isn't it? So I'm still confused to find my own identity. I know that I have been deceived or I have been given survival identities which are not my permanent identity. But let's explore further. So, my permanent identity, I can be understood on two levels, according to me or many people. Number one, on conscious level, I can understand my own identity. And number two, on a synergistic level or synergistic experience, I can understand my identity in somehow. Obviously, I'm not going in detail here because every of these notions are very detailed topic. But I will try to brief you so that we can identify our own real identity. Yeah. So let's go further about our identity. But before that, this is on a right hand side, this is a nature, and on a left side, it's a nurture. Like we are occupied by our people, same type of things. They are making my identity, and or my nature is making my identity. Neither this is controlling me actually, or neither this is controlling me actually. But where I am controlling by, like I said, number one is many people believe very strongly that we are survived by, or our own identity is our conscious, which is beyond our survival identities. And that conscious is the ultimate sense or awareness in any human. That's why we make effort to change the world, like Romeo has said. So, due to this conscious, we are beyond our these gender, language, faith, and culture identities. So, and where this conscious located, many people think that it is beyond your body, because if you are dead or before you born, this conscious was still exist. But when you born or when you will die, this conscious will remain alive, and that is the conscious which make you positively motive in the world where we have made many survival identities. So this conscious actually is, many people refer it as a soul, many people refer conscious as a god. Many people say that this conscious is actually created by God. So God has given the conscious to every human being as universal identity. Yeah. And this identity is actually, this identity is actually make you aware in this planet Earth. That's why we make good things. That's why we make amazing things on this planet, because of that. And any lackness of the conscious create the evil or the bad things on this planet. And those people who more rely on his or her survival identities, like a lady or culture or being a Christian or Jew or Muslim or any other identities, if you rely on these identities more, then your this conscious level is very weak. And more stronger your conscious level, less rely you will be on these superficial identities. And you will other people perceive as a conscious being, not as a conscious, not as a human body, or not as a John or Maratib or Ifzal or Jenny or um, John or Prakash or any other people. So when you see other people or you are interacting with other people, if you are dealing with or interacting with a live conscious universal identity which you have, and if you are aware about this, then you will not ask anyone from where you are from, or not conscious that about, or not worry or has a sense of superiority to tell other person or from where I am, because these things will not matter now. As far as you are self aware now, as far as you have higher degree of awareness led by conscious or your soul, or what Dr. Stephen is saying, your spiritual intelligence will tell you, or many other people they think, and that is a reality, a ultimate great reality we must know about this thing. So for, and what is further the conscious means, well, conscious tell us in some degree of sense of good and evil. And many people think that the evil actually does not exist. But if you don't know about your conscious, or you are not aware of conscious, then you will not understand the good as such, and that will lead to say evil. Uh, So evil is actually the absence of good or less good, but evil actually does not exist. But well, that is one of the perspective which I'm telling you. Yeah, like what is a coldness? Absence of heat is the coldness. Well, there is no coldness exist. The coldness does not exist. But if there is no heat, then the we feel start to feel coldness. The same thing, evil does not exist. But if there is less good or no good, then you start to feel evil, or uh, or you know that that will harm you or something. That's why you hate evil, or many religious people use this notion in other perspective. That's a different debate or thing. But I'm just telling you about how the consciousness or conscious level deal with this thing. Many people say that the conscious is a God present in a man, or conscious is a small voice within yourself. Yeah. And there are so many different things. So, what makes the difference to avoid the racism or any type of biasness or prejudice, that we need to live and think by conscious level. Yeah. So that's the uh, one approach we can do. Because if we are thinking for ourselves, for my self identity, for my self awareness, the same thing I will apply for other. Whatever he or she is living, any part of the world, or I'm interacting with, whether he or she is beautiful or black or white or brown, I will never consider these things for it. That's why diversity is great. And if your leaders are self aware and aware, that will multiply within your group. Yeah. And then the world will go towards peace and prosperity. Yeah. And these survival identities will finish, or at least we need to know about how to tackle them, because these are all temporarily fake, or at least temporarily identities which are given by my society. Yeah. So we have to live by our conscious, a super conscious beyond our body. Yeah. Whether it's locate away from my body or mind, or maybe within my brain, that's a different thing. But we have to understanding for this conscious to avoid from this. Any question so far?
Yes, Maratib, I just would like to ask about this specific topic we are discussing about today. Are these from the Stephen Covey's the book The Eighth Habit, or is it? I just would like to get some like more deep readings, because I really, this topic is interesting me and making me more like more passionate about it. So I just would like to I know it's a very good lecture you are delivering, and you're explaining us very nicely and very deeply. But I just would like to go and read like more deeply.
Sorry, you're saying that from Eighth Habit book, which
So I'm
things
just
you need
asking
to,
the
yeah,
the for example, the two things you just told us. Number one is the conscious, and number two is the synergy.
synergy, yeah,
Synergy, yeah. So these two things I just would like to read in more details. I know
yeah,
like the overview, but more detail where we can get the more guidance, please.
yeah. So um, the number one understanding to avoid this racism, or the notion from where you are, or try to avoid the other people to be victim, or uh, victim of racism, or these type of things, that we need to live by conscious. And Dr. Stephen Covey, if you want to read about conscious, there are so many authors, they have discussed about conscious, even in a religious scripture, in a Bible, in a holy book Quran, and other religious scripture. They God has given lot of uh, things very clearly about conscious, this one. But beyond from religious or holy scriptures, if you want to read this thing from Dr. Stevens' work, the
Yes.
best book I can recommend you, The Third Alternative.
The third alternative. Okay, that's fine.
Third Alternative is that book is for specifically will help you to understand the conscious in regards to the racism or bias level. But the Eighth Habit book also discuss very detail about conscious, and there is fourth intelligence, which is called spiritual intelligence.
Yeah.
And spiritual intelligence actually is the function of conscious.
Okay, that's
So the
fine.
so the person who wants to understand conscious or its work, he or she needs to read and research on spiritual intelligence.
Okay.
And that spiritual intelligence gives you the sense of right and wrong, and higher purposes of your mind, and you do great things. And actually, Dr. Stevens say your spiritual intelligence actually govern your whole physical intelligence, social emotional intelligence, or mental intelligence. Actually, your whole life is governed by this,
Okay,
whether
that's
you
fine.
believe it or not. So you
Mm-hmm.
can learn from that eighth habit book.
No, very kind of you, sir, because the eighth habit is with me at the moment, right in front of me. So I just made a note
Excellent,
there. That's
excellent.
it.
On this book, at the last pages,
Yeah.
you can read this book. There is a special section or pages on conscious and spiritual intelligence in details, and also on a fourth chapter and fifth chapter of this book will also tell you a lot of things about conscious and spiritual intelligence. more stronger you will in conscious level, or more will be you strong, and you know your own identity. You, because you are a spiritual being in a human body, but you are not the body which you have made it your identity. These are very temporarily identities or survival identities which I have mentioned in my slide. But we need to turn back to our identities, even if we are religious person, or even if we a person of other spiritual category. So it doesn't matter, you will always go towards your conscious solution, in terms of understanding from where you are. So from where you are actually is not only the question we ask, or somebody can ask you that your origin actually from you, from where you have born, but this question is leading you towards your own identity, and that's we were discussing about that thing. So
So, so yeah, that's
yeah,
so you just recently gave the mention about the chapter 4 and chapter 5. Is that something which is saying find your voice? Is that related to that?
yeah, find your voice, and there is uh, a detailed couple of pages which I
Yeah.
will put in the comment of this video as well,
Okay.
that these are the pages you can understand this conscious very in detail.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
No problem. So that was a level 1 for understanding your identity in terms of conscious level, or how you can handle at best. The other level is the synergistic experience. That is again is a separate detailed thing. uh, I will discuss this solution, or this understanding, or this level of uh, understanding for your identity crisis solution next Sunday, about this synergy, because it's a detailed topic. Uh,
Wait another week.
yeah, because if we will understand all different levels in a short way, then we can mix as well. And also, I don't want to make these things in a shortcut way, so that you just take it on a superficial or temporary level. I want make you to understand in a real way, so that you can implement in your real life straight away, so that you can better make better decision, and you can be more confident in your personal life.
Meanwhile,
So
we can understand and read more briefly and more deeply, like the conscious level till
yeah,
next week. And
yeah,
if we have any
that's right.
questions, then we will raise a conscious level questions in next week's session.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Why not? Very well. Well, you're very welcome. So, as a synergistic experience or this level of understanding, we will speak about the same thing next Sunday. So far, please ask any other thought, or share your experience, that if someone will ask you from where you are, um, or you ask someone from where he or she is, so how you will respond now, or maybe you have a good or bad experience, or normal experience of when any other person asks you, not your friend and family or any close person. I'm talking about general on a social level. Hi, Romeo. You can comment on this before I close for today's session.
I can ask Jean, where you from? Come on, this is your like litmus test. We can't hear you. You need to unmute your voice, mic. She's still
Yeah,
muted.
Jenny, your mic is still mute, unfortunately.
I said, I'm from here, if so. I'm from here.
From here, what do you mean by here?
Yes, I'm from here. That's right.
At the moment you are on the computer screen, so you are not from the computer screen.
Um, I'm from I'm from planet Earth. Yeah. I'm
That's a
actually
very good answer.
I'm from the universe. Yeah, I'm from the same universe that you are, of the same creation. You know, something I've always found interesting about the uniqueness of everyone is you know how we all have our own individual fingerprint? You know, nobody has a fingerprint like yours. You're so unique that nobody has that. And it's very interesting because we're all that special. And I just think about that. I know that's an odd thing to bring up, but it just came out of my head.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a really good answer though. It's very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like
we
to say we all from the same planet, but we all have the different identities. Like me and you, for example, any third person ask me, I will have the we have the different identities, but we are from the same planet. Like me and you got the different fingerprints.
Mhm.
Same, we got the different identities, and even the pupils of your eyes, like these, they can't be meet with. Everybody have a different, like your, when you go for a face detection on your phone, so that detect your eyes pupils.
Right. Yeah, because your phone will recognize just your face, you know.
That's
It's
right. Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. Well, it just means that everybody is special, you know, each person. And we're all here together to really after the same things, you know, in all
yeah,
honesty. So it's
yeah,
interesting.
absolutely.
I think
From the
we
body wise, we also are very different in terms of our genetical structure with our DNA, and when we divide and dissect our cells and molecules and organs, we every human is very unique. But the
Mm,
question is, when we interact with other person, the other person does not bother. These are still uniqueness. I mean, they don't bother about my thumbprints are or fingerprints are different from other. My DNA is different from other. My, like Ifzal is saying, our eye pupils are different from other, and so many other things which we can. But what we try to underestimate other or try to impact our things on other as a group or as an individual or as a resident of a country or as a continent or as a resident of anything. So we have so multiple identities. We try to suppress the other person, and uh, we have a sense of superiority or either we have a sense of inferiority, and that's we are hang all the time. Um, and that make us very upset and low confident or overconfident. In
Mm.
either way, both are wrong. And my this class purpose is to help you to truly respond the other person according to what you are in reality. And in reality, we all have a common conscious, and our common conscious, whether it lie in our brain or maybe out of the brain somewhere, we don't know, but we can feel it, because that conscious tell us right and wrong. Even nobody has taught me, that conscious will let me know that how to change the world and why to change the world. That conscious let me know to why I need to help other, why I need to look after my baby, which was in my womb, in my tummy as a mother, why I need to work for my kids, for survival, for bringing the food in a home, why I need to empathize with other victim. So these are empathy or love, affection, sacrifice, principle of truth, be honest. From where these are coming? These are coming from our conscious. These are not taught by my society. Maybe in somehow somebody has taught me, or my teacher has taught me in certain level, but even I never interact with any person in my human in my life. For example, I will still equipped with my this conscious, because I born with this my universal conscious, and that is because we are so much involved in our surviving identities. Like I said in detail, that's why we either forgotten our conscious identity, or we have ignored it completely, even if somebody wants to tell you. But all great leaders and successful people, the first thing which they become aware of about this very fact and ultimate reality. And whether you are a religious person or irreligious person, or you have some other spiritual faiths and stuff, this concept is universal everywhere.
Mm.
And that's a beauty is this concept and reality awareness is in Christianity, in Islam, in Hinduism, in Buddhism. Even if you were or are atheist as well, you were believe on these things in certain level. So that's why these are the highest teaching which I'm sharing with you, beyond any identity um, of religious or regional level or anything else. So Romeo has commented, all right, so the conscious is the inner person, um, inner person in me. Yeah, the inner person, yes. Yeah, the Jenny say, yeah, that's right. So it is a inner person, and obviously it is directly controlled and run by your conscious. And if you
Mhm.
are a religious person, that conscious is given by your God in more deeper understanding. Obviously, I'm not a religious teacher, or
Yeah.
I don't want to say you, but I'm just giving you the religious people's perspective in understanding the conscious. So um, thank you very much for
I think
joining. Yeah,
we will have a more deep understanding of the topic we are discussing today when we will cover the next week topic, the synergy, because this is the we have done today. The conscious is the 50% has covered this topic, and the 50% we are going to cover next week, the synergistic. I think it will
synergistic
make
understanding. Yeah,
synergistic understanding. So I think it will make good impact of the great understanding of who we are.
that's correct. Myself, I use both approach when I come across in the similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I use synergistic experience and solution given by Dr. Stephen Covey, and
Mm-hmm.
also from this conscious level that is given by so many common religious and spiritual gurus and people. And before I close up, I will request Jenny to read this one paragraph from Dr. Stevens, one of the book, The Real Identity Theft, and then we will close this session.
All right, the real identity theft. We hear a lot about identity theft. Am I muted?
I know we can hear you.
Oh,
Thank you.
good. Okay. We hear a lot about identity theft when someone takes your wallet and pretends to be you and uses your credit cards. But the more serious identity theft is to get swallowed up in other people's definitions of you. You get so immersed in the external agendas, the cultural story, the political and social pressures, that you lose the sense of who you are and what you could do in life. I call this the real identity theft. This identity theft is very real and going on all of the time simply because people do not distinguish between their own mind and the mind of culture.
Thank you. So that's a very clear from this text written by Stephen Covey in the book The Third Alternative, that how we have been theft our identity by other people. And he has mentioned that it is a mind of the culture, and the culture have given this identity to us. And because we are so much involved in these agendas, and these agendas can be influenced with some researchers research, some cultural story, some religious story, maybe some political as well. Many times the political governments, or especially in international arena, they try to label many people with many things, and the other people start to get um, hatred with certain group or countries or other certain families and stuff. So it's around, whether in a negatively or in somehow positively. Well, I don't say it will be positively, but maybe it may have some positive impact little bit. I must be a positive thinker, but overall that's a real identity theft, when you have been told that you are this and this and this, and more ironically, you admit it. Yes, I'm a man, I'm a male, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Hindu, I'm a HR manager, I'm a director, I'm a millionaire, and blah, blah, blah. So, all these identities I'm proud to be say. And my real identity, I don't know. And that's why I become fail. It's lead me to failure. So we will discuss this identity theft in details in a synergistic solution from the same book, The Third Alternative, next Sunday in a part three. Um, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next week on a Sunday. And before going to, if you have not joined my channel, please subscribe the channel, share it with your friend and family. You can use this some useful group, and I will see you next week.
Thanks, Maratib. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
It was a
you.
great.
Thank you,
It was a
Romeo.
great